Welcome to Tina's Joyful Kitchen. So nice for you to be here, everyone from Gas South, and I am thrilled and delighted to be here with you today. If you're just joining us, go ahead and type in that chat box. Where are you calling in from, and what are you sipping on right now? What are you sipping on right now? I have some kombucha mixed with seltzer water. If you don't know what kombucha is, just let me know. I'm happy to tell you. Yeah, if you're just joining us, go ahead and type in that chat box. Where are you calling in from? And what are you sipping on right now? All right, let me tell you what we're going to do today, what we're going to make today, and then I'll just go ahead and I'll introduce myself. Today, we are going to make some gazpacho with grilled shrimp. Oh my gosh, it is better than you think it is. It is so flavorful and delicious. So gazpacho with grilled shrimp. And then we're going to make this beautiful salad with a strawberry dressing. Yes, I'm going to make a dressing using strawberries. It is just delightful. And then on the theme of strawberries, we're going to make a strawberry sunrise smoothie or strawberry sunshine smoothie. One of those things. It's a strawberry smoothie. And that's what we're going to make. So we're going to have so much fun. So let me introduce myself super duper quick. My name is Tina McDermott. I call myself the lazy inspirational chef. Why? Because I like to take a lot of shortcuts because I'm a hungry girl. I'm a speaker and I am a weight loss coach. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. This is my love. This is my passion. And there's no place that I'd rather be literally than right here, right now in my kitchen, teaching you how you can live a life that's healthy, vibrant, and free. All right, so you ready to get started? If you're ready to get started, just put a 1 in the chat. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you are ready to get started making some gazpacho. All right, now I'm going to use for the gazpacho my Vitamix. I'm going to use my Vitamix. I've had this Vitamix for almost 14 years now. I've literally had to replace one $13 part. I even bought it refurbished. It's a wonderful, wonderful blender. You do not have to have a Vitamix in order to make gazpacho. However, you use whatever blender that you have. Gazpacho is a cold, spicy soup. And you know what? You get to control the spice level of your soup. You get to control it. Now, before we make the soup, what I'm going to do is start to grill the shrimp. I have my pan heating up right now. And you want your pan to be at about 350 degrees, or you want your grill to be at about 350 degrees. And that is medium for a grill. That's medium, 350 degrees. If you want high on the grill, it's 400. If you want low, it's 250 to 300. But this shrimp, we want to cook at about 350. Yes, you can cook it on your grill, or you can simply cook it in a pan. This particular pan of mine has ridges, so it kind of acts like a grill on your stovetop, Now, what I did is I marinated my shrimp. You can easily go and buy yourself some fresh shrimp. Most of the time it's been previously frozen, which it should be previously frozen. I bought some frozen shrimp and I defrosted it. They say to defrost it overnight, but quite honestly, you can defrost your shrimp right over cold water. Just pour cold water over it for about 2, 3, 4 minutes and break them up. It's super easy. You don't have to worry. That's what I love about fish. It's like, oh my gosh, what's for dinner? I didn't plan anything. It's super easy to just pull it out of the freezer, put it under running water, and defrost your fish and shrimp. Now, I did a little quick marinade for my shrimp. If you can see my shrimp, I have them because you want to grill shrimp and they're little tiny things and you need to flip them. I skewered them. So I got these skewers. I got a whole package of skewers, bamboo skewers. You can soak them if you want, soak them in whatever you want to soak them in, but I'm marinating anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But the bamboo really doesn't catch on fire, so I'm not worried about it. But if you're using wooden sticks, you definitely want to soak them for about an hour before you skewer. So I skewered all of my shrimp, and then I put the marinade right in this container. Don't bother getting another bowl, whipping up a marinade, and then pouring it on top. Again, I'm lazy. I want to take shortcuts. I don't want to have to wash a million dishes. Who likes to wash a million dishes? If you do, put a 1 in the chat. If you hate dishes, put 100 in the chat. If you hate doing dishes, put 100 in the chat. I'm going to type 100 about that 100 times. for how much I don't like washing dishes. I like to cook, but not necessarily wash dishes. So if you're just joining us, go ahead and type in the chat. I'd love to know where you calling in from and what beverage are you sipping on right now. Now the marinade, super duper simple because life should be simple. I got 1 lime and I squeezed it with my handy dandy little squeezer. I'll use that with you in just a moment. Some olive oil, some paprika, some sea salt, and a little bit of a cayenne pepper. Yeah, I put some cayenne pepper in here and mixed it all up in the pan and then put my shrimp in it and flip the shrimp over once or twice. Not a big deal. You don't have to be a perfectionist when it comes to marinating. And I let it marinate for about probably a half an hour, maybe an hour. I don't remember, but a little bit of a marinade is nice on your shrimp, and doing it with the skewers is really nice too. Now I'm going to attempt to pick these up with my tongs so that I don't get meat all over my hands and then have to go and wash my hands while I'm teaching a show. So pretty nice. And we're only going to do 2 minutes on each side. Only 2 minutes on each side with these. Yeah, my pan is nice and hot. You hear the sizzle? You hear the sizzle? Caitlin, I would like, once I get all of these in, wait for me to get them all in, a 2-minute timer, and then we're going to flip them and do 2 minutes on the other side. And if you've ever heard of ceviche, that's a raw, it's not really raw, but it's fish that's cooked in lemon and lime juice. A various different shrimp and some other vegetables go in there. Not many. I don't remember. I haven't made it ever. But the bottom line is that the lime in the marinade already began to cook the shrimp in the refrigerator, just a little bit. But if you let it soak directly in lime juice, it would have cooked. And it would be ceviche. But I'm moving my shrimp apart a little bit. I think I scrunched them a little too much on my skewer. So I'm going to give them a little bit room to breathe and to cook. Okay. Caitlin, I would like my 2 minutes to start right about now, please. And there we go. And then we'll flip it over another 2 minutes. And then our shrimpies will be done. My mother is literally off the boat Italian and she's a riot. She calls them shrimps. She can't call them shrimp. They're shrimps. Shrimps. Never reuse a container that you had raw fish in for a marinade. Never do that, okay? You do not want to do that. I forgot to get a bowl out for the cooked fish. Okay. So put that in. As a matter of fact, I should put this in there too. No, I'm going to use that to flip. Okay. All right, so while that's cooking, we are going to make our soup, our gazpacho. Now, this is called a green gazpacho soup for green tomato. Unfortunately, the tomatoes, I couldn't find green tomatoes at the market, and I planted my tomatoes late, so I only have like 2 or 3, and I don't have a ton of tomatoes. So it's okay. Make it with red tomatoes. Red tomatoes are just as good. The Roma tomatoes, these are Roma tomatoes, are firm and a very good tomato to make this soup. So you want 1.5, 2 pounds of tomatoes. And remember, don't store your tomatoes in the refrigerator. If you store them in the refrigerator, they get mealy and they're just awful. Tomatoes are not meant to be stored in the refrigerator. Here is a question for you. Are tomatoes a fruit or a vegetable? Who knows? Are tomatoes a fruit or a vegetable? If you know the answer to that, put it in the chat. Are tomatoes a fruit or a vegetable? Also, with tomatoes, don't store them in the fridge, but don't wash them when you first get them, because the water that you introduce will introduce bacteria and it will start to deteriorate. It'll start to go bad really quickly. I just washed these right before the class. So I'm going to put about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the tomatoes in there. And you know, I call myself the lazy inspirational chef. I don't really measure all the time. The recipe is about 2 pounds. It's about that. If I feel like I need more when I taste it, I'll put more in. The next thing
2-minute timer, FYI.
Why, thank you very much. That was a fast 2 minutes. We're going to flip this baby over. See if we can do that. Nope, I'm going to have to use my fingers. There we go. And these are large shrimp. And I think I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit more I don't have a thermostat, I mean, a temperature thing on this particular pan. But so you have to kind of guesstimate what the heat is. And I think I want a higher heat. Yeah, that's up high. Okay, let's do a 2-minute timer here. You don't want to overcook your shrimp either, because if you overcook them, then they'll be dry and you don't want that. And remember also, when you take them out of the pan, they will continue to cook for a few more minutes. I found these beautiful peppers. Look how gorgeous these peppers are. They're called Wild Wonders. I found them at Aldi's. Who here shops at Aldi's? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Let me see, your name is Mariel. Mariel, did I say it right? I'm sorry, eyes are failing me here, but Mariel, yes, the tomatoes are a fruit, not a vegetable. People think that they're a vegetable. They're actually a fruit because of the way that they grow. And these are the Wild Wonder peppers. I just think that they are gorgeous. They're beautiful. I never use green peppers because green peppers, who here has a problem digesting green peppers? And anybody here have a problem digesting green peppers? Green peppers literally are not ripe. That's the problem. They are not ripe. And that's why you have a harder time digesting them. So always go for the colored peppers. Well, green is a color too, but the other colors, the orange, the yellow, the red, look at that beautiful deep purplish type pepper. It says to use about a half a pepper. I took some of the seeds out. There's not a ton of seeds in there. And put it up, slice it up in pieces, throw that right in. What else goes into our gazpacho? We want our gazpacho to be hot. Now, gazpacho was used in a lot of countries that, South American type countries where it's very, very hot. And how do they beat the heat? They eat hot food because the heat heats their body up literally, and it makes them feel cooler. Yeah, and the recipe calls for a habanero. I didn't want to buy a whole bag of habaneros because they're so hot. I could probably only use an 1/8 of an inch of the habanero. So when I bought them the last time, I dehydrated them. I don't know if you can actually see this habanero. See if we can do a close up here, Caitlin.
Do a close up and your 2-minute timer is going off.
Okay, thank you. Let me do this and then I'll, I don't see, I know what it is. Excuse me, real quick, technical problem. There we go. Okay, there we go. You see, that is a habanero. I dried it. And you could use the dried habanero, but I have these jalapenos. So I am not going to use the habanero. I'm going to use the fresh habanero. You could also use these red chili peppers. I dried these as well. Oh, that one didn't get dried enough. And, it depends on how hot you like your food. How hot do you like your food? And yeah, this is dry. I have a dehydrator, so I dehydrated them. So you can put a little piece of hot pepper in there. I put the red chili pepper. You can put a habanero. What is your favorite pepper? Go ahead and put it in the chat. What is your favorite pepper? Put in the chat. What is your favorite pepper? What is your favorite pepper? Okay, time is up. And if you're not sure if your shrimp are done, get an instant read thermometer. Get an instant read thermometer. And should be at 145. Oh, 150. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to strip these. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. I'm just going to use my fingers because it's just a heck of a lot easier to just strip the the skewers with my fingers here. It's a little hot, but I can handle that. If you can't handle the heat, what do you got to do? Get out of the kitchen, right? Isn't that what they say? If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. All right. There we go. Our shrimps, as my mom would say, are done. We're going to serve those with the gazpacho. Since I touched the shrimp, I'm going to wash my hands real quick. I'll be right back. My sister is a marine biologist. And when I moved in with her a long time ago, I was living in Italy for 5 years, guiding bike trips, believe it or not. And I think back in 2000, I moved in with her, and she's a germaphobe because she knows about microbes, she'll tell you. And, You know, I thought I would think nothing about touching shrimp and then wiping it on the towel, and she would not allow that. Well, I've learned to clean as much as possible. And the bottom line is, if you are touching meat, you really should wash your hands. Just wiping it on a cloth infects the cloth with a lot of bacteria, and you don't want that. Okay. All right. Now, which is the hottest part of the pepper? The actual flesh of the pepper or the seed? Does anybody know the answer to that? Anybody know? Another trivia question for you there. Is it the seed or is it the actual pepper? Does anybody know? Yes, serranos. That's your favorite pepper, the serrano? Oh, wow. It's actually the seeds that are hotter than the actual flesh, I'm going to put a half of a jalapeno in there. And if I feel like I need more, I'll put a little bit more. And I also put a piece of that red chili pepper in there. You know, it's all up to your individual tastes and flavors. What do you like? What do you like? The next thing we're going to put in here, I'm going to move this so that it's out of our way. Give me a second here. All right, it's a little hot, but that's okay. So the next thing I'm going to put in is cilantro. I love cilantro. It is actually very good flavor. My mom hates it. I don't know why, but also helps cleanse your liver. Parsley does a better job at cleansing your liver, but cilantro does a very good job. You want about a half a cup to a cup. You don't have to worry about the stems. Put them all in. It doesn't matter. Put them all in. Okay. And oh, by the way, when it comes to herbs and such, don't wash them until you're about to use them. I washed these this morning, right before the show, and they're good to go. But otherwise, don't wash them before you use them. And typically, I let them sit in a little cup with water, and it'll last on your counter for several days, in your refrigerator for a lot longer. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of those stems. You could use the stems, but it'll get a little woody tasting, so we don't need that. But a couple of stems is not a big deal. Okay, so we've got our cilantro, we've got our pepper, we got our hot pepper, we have our tomato in there. Now we need a little bit of spice, a little bit of liquid and spice. Well, we already have the hot spice, but it's all good. If you hear a kitten, I'm so sorry. She is locked in that room behind me, and she wants to come out and play with my camera. That's what she was doing before the show, playing with the tripod of the camera and moving my camera. Not once, not twice, but at least 3-4 times. So yep, now she's locked in the laundry room. Don't worry, she has food, she has water, she has her litter box, and she has her brother. So we're good. So here we go. Did you know lime helps to disinfect your body just as well as lemon does? Who here loves to drink lemon water? If you love to put lemon water in the chat. If you love to drink lemon water, put lemon water in the chat. So we're going to put squeeze one whole lime, put that right in there. Squeeze one whole lime. And let me see. And if you don't have limes, use a lemon, right? Use a lemon. Lemon is really good for you. We're going to use a little bit of, we got the cilantro, we got the pepper, lime juice, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I very rarely measure, but for some reason, I felt like measuring today. I don't understand what is going on with me, but I love olive oil, so I'll put a little bit more than the 2 tablespoons. We're going to put some red wine vinegar. If you would rather any other kind of vinegar, by all means, apple cider vinegar. I wouldn't use balsamic vinegar. It's a little too sweet for this particular dish. I wouldn't use that. The red wine vinegar, white vinegar, whatever you have would work. Okay. Next, we're going to do a little bit of sea salt. Does anybody know why I love to use sea salt? I'm going to start with a half a teaspoon, and I'll put, that's still 3/4 of a teaspoon, and I'll put more in because you can always add it, but you can't take it away. Now, why do you think I'm using sea salt? Does anybody here know why I think sea salt is the cat's meow? I'm saying that because I've got my kittens behind me crying. We're going to put a little bit of cumin in there, just a little tiny, tiny, tiny bit of cumin. Sea salt is wonderful for you because it's full of minerals, 78 plus minerals that are lacking in our vegetables. Even if you buy your vegetables organic, we are lacking by the minerals in our soil. So it's lacking in the vegetables. and the fruits and such. So you can get it from your sea salt. Also, sea salt is not highly processed like the sodium chloride table salt that you get at the market that most people have table salt, right? Okay, let's make sure that I've got everything in here. We got tomatoes. Ooh, I forgot cucumber. Let's do cucumber. This here is an English cucumber. It's an English cucumber. It's seedless. It is wonderful. I love these. And I wanted to show you these baby cucumbers. If you haven't already gotten these baby cucumbers, they are delicious. Yes, they have seeds in them, but you don't even have to cut them up. So easy to have as a snack. You can just wash them and munch on them. But remember, don't wash them until you're about to use them. And if you feel compelled to wash them, then put them in one of those baggies, those green bags, and put some paper towels in there, and that'll soak up the water and it'll preserve it for a little bit longer. Okay. All right. So we're going to put some cucumber. I'm going to use the English cucumber. Bits of the English cucumber. We'll throw that in there. Again, if I want more, we can add more. If I want less, we can have less. And you can serve the soup with chunks of cucumber, but remember, I'm lazy. I don't have time for that. Okay. By the way, where do you think I am putting those scraps of food? Does anybody know where I'm putting those scraps of food? They're in my compost. I put them in my little compost bin that goes out into the garden, and I give it right back to Mother Earth. Give it right back to Mother Earth. Okay, we're going to turn the blender on, and I'm going to blend this up, and I'll be right back. Now, it is taste time, the most important time. This is when you taste it and decide whether you need more salt, whether you need more heat, whether you need more tomatoes, peppers, whatever it is that you think it might need, we're going to figure it out. Now, I normally don't eat when I'm on the show, but we're going to taste, okay? I think it needs a little bit of salt. A teaspoon would probably be the right amount of salt for this one. So I'm going to add about a quarter teaspoon more. And I think it can use, it needs a little more pop of something. I'm going to put a little more cumin in there. I'm going to put a little more cumin. And you see, what's what I love about recipes. That's why I call myself the inspirational lazy chef, or the lazy inspirational chef, is that I want you to be inspired to put in whatever flavors you think you want. And the other thing is, I don't taste any heat whatsoever. I don't taste any heat whatsoever. And I'm a sissy when it comes to heat. My husband will tell you that I am a big sissy. So I am actually going to venture and put in the rest of the jalapeno. I put a little bit of salt in there, and might as well use up the rest of that cucumber, throw that in there, and it can probably use an extra pepper. So I'm going to throw an extra pepper in there. Why not? Remember, the world is your oyster. You can make this however you want it. Okay. If you want to make this mostly peppers and less tomatoes, go for it. These particular peppers are so cool. Can you believe that I had my knife turned upside down? Silly me. Okay. Get rid of those seeds. The seeds are edible, but it'll make it bitter if you don't take the seeds out. So you want to take the seeds out. So I'm going to put a little extra pepper in there, and I'm going to blend away. I'll be right back. You know what else? I decided it needs a little bit more lime. I think that will make it pop as well. And I love lime. Again, if you don't have limes, what can you substitute with? Lemons. And life gives you limes. What do? Switch to lemons? No, something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to entertain myself here. I hope you're having a really good time today, and I hope you're learning something. If you're having a good time, put fun in the chat. If you're having fun, put fun in that chat box. If you're having fun, put fun in that chat box. That's what was missing. I think a little bit of lime, a little bit more lime. Okay, last blend. I'll be right back. Did you see what I did? I put it on high without this being all the way down, and it splattered all over my counter and cabinets. Don't do that. Don't put it on high unless the tamper is all the way down. All right, this has got to be done. This has got to be done. I'm going to get another spoon. We're going to taste it again. Now it's perfect. Now it is absolutely perfect. Oh, and it's got the spice that you're looking for, that I'm looking for, that you want with this kind of soup. So you can either have just poured this right into the individual bowls that you're serving it in, or serve it in a festive bowl like so with a ladle and have people ladle this right into their cute little soup bowls and have them put the shrimp right next to it or right on top. Serve it with a little bit of shrimp. And there we have it, our delicious cold gazpacho soup, along with some beautiful, beautiful grilled shrimp. Okay, there we have it. Let's get a close up on these, Caitlin, real quick. All right, there we have it. Okay, let me put these aside, and then we're going to get to our very next recipe. I'll be right back. Okay. Our next recipe is going to be a salad. How do we make salads super yummy, super fun, that you want to eat salad every single day? You make a strawberry dressing. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So we're going to make a strawberry dressing. Let's get started with putting the salad together, and then we'll put the dressing together. Salads start with a base of lettuce, right? What is your favorite lettuce? Is it romaine? Is it the green leaf, the red leaf, the butter leaf? My husband loves the butter lettuce. Spinach. Maybe it's spinach. Maybe spinach is your favorite. Maybe you have a favorite lettuce that's kale. And on that note, I had kale that went to seed last year, and the seed ended up all over my garden. So I have tomatoes, and in between all the tomatoes are a bunch of kale plants. And this is some baby kale that I picked today out of my garden. Look at this beautiful baby kale. Why not put this in a salad? It's tender when it's baby kale. First of all, this little leaf has all the nutrition that the big leaf would have had, all of the chlorophyll, everything. So this is a powerhouse of nutrition. And I was thinking, should I put this in my smoothie or should I put it in my salad? Kale is delicious, especially when it's baby kale, So I washed this up, and I'm going to start with my baby kale, but that's not enough, right? That's not enough. Maybe we want a little bit more lettuce to go into our salad, right? That's definitely not enough for a meal. I could have picked more, but because it's baby and it's all over the place, it was a little bit of a pain in the neck. So we're going to do some romaine lettuce. Okay. Now there's something I want to teach you about salad spinners and washing your lettuce ahead of time. I washed this lettuce, by the way. I broke it apart. I broke it all apart, broke up all of the leaves, and I washed it in my salad spinner. Who here uses a salad spinner? If you use a salad spinner, put a 1 in the chat. Yeah, let me know if you use a salad spinner. I love it because it gets off all of the extra liquid that might have been on the lettuce. It kind of floored me the last time I showed a salad spinner. At the end of the class, I always ask, what did you find most valuable? And somebody said, I'm going to get myself a salad spinner. I thought everybody in the world had a salad spinner. I've had one forever. Now, what I wanted to get to, see all that extra water that's at the bottom there? Yeah, just get rid of that. What I wanted to, the point is, I don't want you to break up your lettuce before you wash it. because the moment that you cut it open, you start to release all of the nutrition, all of the nutrients. And then if you break it up and then wash it, then a lot of the nutrients gets washed away in the wash water. And the other thing is when you cut your lettuce with a knife, you literally bruise the lettuce and introduce other bacteria to it much quicker. It'll go bad quicker, basically. So break it up with your hands. Break it up with your hands. It feels real rustic as well to do that, to get your hands in food. I love getting hands in food. Work with your hands. So much easier than utensils a lot of times. Okay, well, utensils are good too. Okay, break it up with your hands. Break it up as big or small pieces as you want, and add it to our bowl with, look how pretty the kale is. I had to put the kales at the top. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to put all of this because this is going to be my lunch. And yes, I will eat probably half of it. It's all good. So we've got our kale. We've got our romaine lettuce that we spun in our salad spinner. Okay. Next, what do you like on your salad? What do you like on your salad? I personally love onions on my salad. My husband and I took our vacation. We went to the beach. And then when we came home, I didn't have time to go to the grocery store. And, but I did have salad. I had lettuce that I had left over from the beach and we brought it home. And there were no onions in my house. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. So we had salad a couple days in a row without onions. So sad. So sad. All right. So I'm just going to peel this onion. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about onions too. This particular, I love sweet onions. Sweet onions are just the bomb. And right now I got these sweet Georgia onions. I love them. They're so good. Also, Vidalia onions are wonderful, but remember, the sweet onions have more sugar and they need to go in the refrigerator. They need to go in the refrigerator. And normally the yellow onions and the red onions don't necessarily have to go in the freezer, but if you're at a warmer temperature, warmer climate, you're probably better off leaving them in the freezer. And that's why I ran out of onions, because I had to throw a bunch of them away. They were in my pantry and I had to throw them away. Now I like slices, so I'm just going to slice them like slow, like so. There's my kitten again. All right. I tried to let her in, but she didn't want to come in. Okay, so we're just going to put a couple of slices. Put in your salad what you like. What vegetables do you like in your salad? Okay, so I'm going to put about that much onion. And I'm going to put some cucumber and I'm going to put some tomato. I have these beautiful romaine tomatoes. I mean, Roma tomatoes, not romaine, listen to me. Roma tomatoes. So we're going to cut up a Roma tomato. My mom, if I didn't already say it, she's off the boat Italian, and she taught me to cook. And she taught me how to use a knife, a paring knife, and how to cut tomatoes, right? It's definitely not on a cutting board. I use my thumb. I'm used to doing it this way. If you are not used to doing it this way, then by all means, put the tomato on the cutting board and cut it on the cutting board. This is just easier. Remember, I'm lazy. I don't want to have to get the cutting board out each and every time and cut it on the cutting board. What a pain. So I'm just going to slice it like so. Do however you want. If you want to put it on the cutting board, slice it on the cutting board. Literally just as easy, but remember, I don't always have a cutting board out when I'm making a salad and I want to make things a little easier. So we've got some tomatoes, we've got cucumbers, we've got our onions, and now I'm going to put a couple strawberries in my salad as well. Strawberries in a salad? Yes. I was putting strawberries in my salad for years before, Panera Bread came out with their strawberry salad. So you're going to hull your strawberry and just give it some slices here. We're just going to put a couple. Yes, we're going to make a dressing with the strawberries. And I need to save some for the smoothie as well. I like gadgets. I have some gadgets, and I call like my blender a gadget, right? Or my lemon juicer a gadget. They also have those gadgets to help take the stem out of your strawberry. And that is one gadget I refuse to buy. Why? Because I have a paring knife for that, or my thumb, super easy, can take that out. By the way, Strawberries are on the Dirty Dozen list. What that means, it's one of the top fruits that have a lot of pesticides on them. So if you're going to be eating strawberries, make sure that they are organic, okay? So we've got some strawberries on. Now it's time to make the dressing. Oh, wait, before we make the dressing, I wanted to note on something. I love cheese in this salad. And at the store the other day, I found these fresh mozzarella pearls. Holy cow, look, they're little baby pearls of mozzarella. I love mozzarella. My husband does not like mozzarella very much. So if you have feta cheese, put feta cheese on here. What inspires you? What's like, oh, I can't wait to have that. Because remember, every salad you need a protein. And the cheese here is going to be our protein. I also have these crumbled goat cheese that doesn't have any MSG or anything in it. I love that as well on my salad, but today decided on the mozzarella. Look how cute those are. We're gonna do the mozzarella. Our salad dressing, let's get our dressing going. Okay, we got our canister here. Yes, we're using the Vitamix again. We're gonna do about a cup of strawberries. This time I'm just gonna hull them and I'm not gonna slice them. You don't have to slice them. All right, I'm gonna do about a cup and I'm gonna kind of sort of measure by eye. As my mom would say, al occhio, by eye. That's in Italian, al occhio, by eye. And just throw them right in there. Okay. Here we go. Who loves strawberries in the salad? If you love strawberries in the salad, let me know. Strawberries in your salad are yummy. Okay, that is about a cup of strawberries. Let me get rid of these. And put that aside for now. What else are we going to put in our strawberry dressing? We're going to put a little bit of balsamic vinegar. This is an 18-year barrel-aged balsamic vinegar. That was, I gifted this to my husband, but I'm going to use some of it because it's, look how thick. You're going to see how thick it is in a second. Watch how thick it is. 18-year barrel-aged. It is sweet. It is delicious, and you don't need a lot of that. My husband pours it on his salads and then drinks it afterwards. I said, can you go light on that one? Because that was extremely expensive, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Balsamic vinegar. We're going to do some freshly ground black pepper. If you use regular already ground black pepper, I implore you to get yourself a pepper grinder. The flavor profile is just so much better with freshly ground black pepper than the pre-ground black pepper, okay? So salt and pepper to taste. So that's our pepper. I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon of salt. You can do however much salt you want, but remember, don't use the sodium chloride, use some sea salt. That was pink Himalayan sea salt that I love. And we're gonna do a little bit of olive oil, but I'm not gonna put the olive oil in yet. Let me see if I have it. Strawberries, vinegar, salt, pepper. Oh, you can put a little stevia in here if you want it sweeter. Say you had a batch of strawberries that aren't that sweet, or you have a sweet tooth. You can put a little bit of stevia or monk fruit. Both stevia and monk fruit are not artificial. They're made from plants or a fruit. This is a monk fruit sweetener. You can use it cup for cup in your tea, your coffee, your baked goods, and your dressings if you want to make it in a dressing. And it has zero impact on your blood sugar. And it's not chemicals. It's literally made from a fruit. Okay, monk fruit or stevia. So you can put a little bit of that in there if you want. Now I need the lid. And I'm going to pour olive oil in here, but I'm going to pour it in slowly. Okay, so let me put this on low. Turn it on. Got my extra virgin olive oil here. As that is blending on low, I'm just going to pour in about 2 tablespoons of some olive oil, nothing crazy. Yes, I kind of guesstimated it. That's okay. Okay, let's give it a taste. Oh, Oh my gosh, I wish you could be here to taste this. So here we go. I'm gonna pour that right. Now you wanna add your dressing right before serving. I'm going to have this right after our class. So here it is. I'm gonna pour it right on to my delicious salad. That is going to be my lunch. Yes, I'm putting it all because I like it all. There we go. So there we have it, our second dish of the day, our wonderful, beautiful, delicious salad with a strawberry dressing. Give it a try. I'm sure that you will absolutely love strawberry dressing. Okay. Finally, we are going to make a strawberry sunrise smoothie. So let's get set up for our strawberry sunrise smoothie. And I think I'm going to rescue that kitten. Hold on a second. Let's rescue the kitten. Come on. Come on. I guess the brother's not coming out. We rescued the kitten. She's out. She's not going to cry anymore. Holy cow. Okay. Oh, I want to get a frozen banana too. Hold on a second. When your bananas start to get ripe, don't throw them away. Peel them and put them in freezer bags and take all the air out. My husband uses them for a smoothie every morning and he doesn't bother to take the air back out. So for our strawberry sunrise smoothie, we're going to start with a frozen banana. Okay, those are 2 halves of a banana. And if you don't want to put banana, this smoothie will come out wonderful even without the banana. Okay, even without. Of course, you need strawberries. So back to the strawberries. You can do frozen or you can do fresh. The fresh are in season right now, and I always have frozen fruit in my freezer. Always, 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 because you never know if your family wants some ice cream or if your family wants a smoothie. You always have it in your freezer and ready to go. Okay, we're going to put about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 strawberries in there. You know what? Might as well just put 10 in there. 10 sounds like a better number. Okay, now when it comes to smoothies, I want you to remember a couple of things. It always starts with a liquid. You can use hemp milk, you can use almond milk, or you can just use water. You don't have to use these. I reserve these to put in my organic coffee every single morning. And how do you make almond milk? You put almonds and water and you blend it, and then you sift out the pulp. So I'm going to put almonds or cashews or something in here. So why bother wasting that? I might as well just put water in there. Okay, so I'm going to put about a cup of water. Yep, about a cup of water. And a smoothie should always have your liquid. Your liquid can even be yogurt if you want to do yogurt, okay? But I would do an unsweetened plain yogurt. Don't do the flavored ones. They add so much sugar to it. The frozen banana, so it has fruit in it or a vegetable. So yes, we're going to put a vegetable in here. We're going to put some spinach. So a fruit or a spinach, or a fruit and or vegetable, a protein and a fat. So liquid, fruit or vegetable, fruit and vegetable, a protein and a fat. Okay, so you always need fruit or vegetables. Here's our fruit. We had our fruit in there. Yes, I am putting spinach. Spinach, believe it or not, is on the sweet side. Spinach is on the sweet side. You won't taste it. Okay, if you don't want to use spinach, you do not have to use spinach. Okay, you don't have to, but if you can guess how many cups of vegetables we need to be eating a day, it's 10 to 12. And what better way to get more vegetables in your body than putting it in a smoothie, right? Now, next we're going to put a protein. Be careful, there's a lot of protein powders on the market that are full of things that you don't want in your body, full of chemicals. And make sure that you get a good one that doesn't have any chemicals in it whatsoever. Sorry, I have to rescue another cat. Come on, come on. I thought there were a nuisance out here. There were a nuisance in there. This one is from, if anything, it's entertaining, isn't it? This one's from a company called Garden of Life. And this is a plant-based protein powder. Again, no junk in it. It is fantastic. Just be careful of ambiguous words on your protein powders, like natural flavors or acesulfame potassium or sucralose. Those are all artificial. Some of them are artificial sugars, but most of them or all of them are all excitotoxins. They literally it pass your blood-brain barrier and it go to the brain cells that are most susceptible and excite them so much that they die. It's important. Okay. So here, Garden of Life. I love Garden of Life. And another brand that I really like is from Ancient Nutrition. And this is if you're 45 plus, you really, really need a lot more collagen in your body. So eating bone broths and or using a bone broth protein powder will help you get a ton of collagen in your body. Collagen is good for your skin. It's good for your connective tissue, and it's great for your digestive system, great for your gut. So we're going to use 1 scoop because 1 scoop has 20 grams of protein, and you need 15 to 20 grams of protein per meal. So 15 to 20 grams of protein plus a ton of collagen. I get the vanilla, and if I decide that I want a chocolate flavor that day instead of vanilla flavor, super easy. All I have to do is add some cocoa powder to it. You can get Hershey's cocoa powder, or I can do cocoa nibs. Cocoa nibs are actually what they make chocolate out of. And I'll show you my cocoa nibs. I'll probably put some in this smoothie. Go ahead and do a close up and I'll show my cocoa nibs. This is really what chocolate is made from. This is the outer hull of the chocolate. And sorry, I moved my camera so it's in a different place than normal. And so that's where chocolate, this is the hull of the chocolate. And this is what chocolate really is. It's not all that milk and the sugar and all that other stuff. So this has 0 sugar, but it's the chocolate. So now I'm going to have a chocolate flavor. Again, you don't have to have the chocolate flavor if you don't want. Lastly, we need a good fat. And this goes for every single meal. Your fruits and or vegetables, your protein and a fat are vital. Every single meal should have that. And in this smoothie, we can either put some cashews, which is our fat. We can put half of an avocado. We can put some coconut cream, full fat from a can, or we can put some almonds. I promised you almonds, so we're going to put about a handful of almonds. I buy them raw. I toast them myself and I eat them. And because it's warm, always, always, always put your nuts and seeds in the freezer. Don't just store them in your pantry. Okay, we're going to get this started. And I'll be right back. Don't do it without this. Almost done. All right, what was that? Less than a minute? Doesn't take that long. But every once in a while, you get a rogue piece of spinach that doesn't get blended. You could either eat it or just toss it. Okay, and here we go. Yes, it's not that beautiful strawberry color because it has the chocolate in it and it has the spinach in it. How do you hide spinach from people who don't like spinach? You cover it up with chocolate. You tell them that it's chocolate. That it's chocolate. They'll taste the chocolate. They will not taste the spinach because spinach is sweet. So there we have it, our strawberry sunrise smoothie with a little bit of spinach and a lot of other wonderful things in it for you. Okay, so let's go over what we made today. And Caitlin is going to put a link in the chat, and that is for a free gift that I have from you. And that is my Joyful Gut Reboot Guide. And it's completely free. And if you want to join my tribe, by all means. And if not, it's all good. Life is good. I would love to know, while I present to you our dishes one more time, what did you find most valuable about our time together today? Go ahead and type that in the chat. What did you find most valuable about our time together? I'd love to know. Love, love, love to know. Okay, let's go over this. We have our cold gazpacho soup with our wonderful, beautiful, delicious grilled shrimp marinated in lime. And then we have this beautiful mixed green salad with my kale and onions and cucumbers and tomatoes and mozzarella. That can't forget the little tiny mozzarella balls and that wonderful um, strawberry dressing that I made for you. And that will sit in the fridge for a good 5 days. It'll stay good in the fridge for a good 5 days. And of course, our delicious strawberry sunrise spinach chocolate smoothie that I made. And these are wonderful for breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can even pour it into popsicle molds and make popsicles out of this. And they won't know the difference. They won't, because this is sweet. It is delicious, especially that protein powder. Oh, just wonderful. The one from Ancient Nutrition. So is the one from Garden of Life. They're both really, really good. And there we have it. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me today in my joyful kitchen. And I hope that you will take away today one thing or two things or three things that you can implement for the rest of your life, even if it's making smoothies on a normal basis, if it's making salads with homemade dressings, or making some cold fun soups for the summertime. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to our next time together. Thank you and namaste. Bye for now, everyone. Bye for now. Have a great day.